Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I am going to explain you the anatomy of skin. So let's get into the video. So the synonyms of the skin are cutis, derma and integument. Going to the definition, skin is the largest gland of our body and it is a general covering of entire external surface of body including external auditory meters and also outer surface of tympanic membrane, and it continues with mucous membrane at orifice of the body. Because of its large number of functions, skin is considered as important organ of our body. So now we'll go to the structure of skin. The skin is composed of two different layers, epidermis and the dermis. First one is epidermis. It is lined by the stratified squamous keratinized epithelium and it is avascular, which is ectodermal in origin. So the epidermis also contains two types of cells called epithelial and non-epithelial cells. First one is epithelial cells. It contains 5 layers. So we'll discuss from below upwards. First one is stratum base, also called as germinativum. Consists of single layer of cuboidal or columnar cells, and also pigment cells are called melanocytes. They are present, and in this layer cells constantly divide by mitotic activity. And second one is stratum spinosum. This layer contains polyhedral cells with large oval nucleus and keratin producing keratinocytes also present in the stratum spinosum layer. And going to the third one, it is stratum granulosum. It contains 2 to 3 layers of fusiform or flattened cells containing the keratohyalin granules which produce the keratin. And fourth one is stratum lucidum. Here the lucid means a clear. It contains a thin homogeneous glassy layer, and also in this layer the nucleus, cell organelles and cell membrane are not seen under the microscope. And the fifth one is stratum corneum. It consists of 25 to 30 layers of fully keratinized flattened scale-like cells which are dead, and this layer is the cornified and real protective layer of skin. Second type of cell is non-epithelial cells. In this, first one is melanocytes. These are dendritic and pigmented, mostly found in the stratum basale, and they produce the melanin responsible for color of our skin, eyes and hair. And second one is Langerhans cells. They arise in the bone marrow and migrate to epidermis. Third one is Merkel cells. They are also called as mechanoreceptors, and they act as receptor for touch sensation, and they mostly found in the hair follicle cells and skin of fingertips. And the second type is dermis. It is also called as corium. It is highly vascular and thicker than the epidermis, which is derived from the mesoderm. And the dermis contains blood vessels, lymphatics and nerves which are absent in the epidermis. So here the dermis is divided into superficial papillary layer and the reticular layer. Superficial papillary layer is made up of loose connective tissue and provides nutrition to epidermis, and in this numerous dermal papillae are projected into reciprocal depressions on undersurface of epidermis. And second one is deep reticular layer, and this layer consists of a strong interlacing bands of dense connective tissue composed of the collagen fibers with some elastic fibers, and this layer is composed of fibrous tissue arranged mostly in the parallel bundles. And the surface irregularities of skin are tension lines, also called cleavage lines, also called Langerhans lines. And second one is a flexure lines. Third one is papillary lines or ridges and friction lines. So the first one is flexure lines. These are permanent and they lies along the skin folds, especially joints, surface of wrist, palms and soles, etc. And the papillary ridges, these are produced by the arrangement of dermal papillae, and these are mostly useful in identifying the fingerprints. And the study of these patterns or ridges called as dermatoglyphics, and they have a permanent and genetic basis also, and these are produced by the arrangement of dermal papillae. And third one is a cleavage lines of Langer, and these are not visible to the naked eye but clearly seen on the hand. They are longitudinal in limbs and horizontal in the trunk and neck. And so these cleavage lines are useful in the surgical procedures. And the most important one is the functions of skin. It is a protection, protects from the mechanical injuries or damages by the physical barriers and immune properties and reflex action. The skin, it is sensory to touch, pain and temperature, and it also helpful for the regulation of body temperature, and it absorbs the oily substances, and it secretes sweat and sebum, and it excretes the water, salts and waste products through the sweat, and it also regulates the pH, uh, and also synthesizes the vitamin D from ergosterol by the action of ultraviolet rays of sun, and it also stores the chlorides, and it acts as a reparative when wounds happen, and it also maintains the water balance of the body by avoiding water to pass out and in of the skin. And finally, we had discussed the structure of the skin, layers of skin and functions of skin. Thank you for watching this video. Do like, share and subscribe my channel.